Welcome to Emilio's Pin House. I have some pin mail. Got trades, purchases from eBay, purchases from the Facebook groups. I have a lot of stuff kind of stacked up, so we'll be getting into it in the next few weeks. So let's look at some pins. First thing I have. This is an eBay purchase, if I'm remembering right. It's an old pin, or so it seems. It's almost rusty. It's pretty weathered. It's a beautiful snow white. Really, really nice frame here, crowned at the top. Lots of detail, but the gold is pretty rough from age, not from bad manufacturing. I've seen this in the new version, or a new looking version, but this is what I just ran into not too long ago. There she is. Maybe. I got that with a couple of other pins some time back, and those have gone elsewhere. But next pin, another Cinderella, something I saw and I had to just kind of jumped and grabbed. Or I take that back. This was an auction, and I happened to win on eBay. Cinderella 70th anniversary limited edition. Everybody's probably wanting to know limited edition of how much? How many? 4,000. This really is a big pin. It's a much bigger pin than I thought. It's a bigger card. I was surprised by it. Got the mice, Gus, Jack, birds. This red yarn, blue ball of yarn, and a blue spool here are kind of rubber 3D elements. I hadn't seen this before. I just kind of saw it and I threw a bit at it right away and thought I'm leaving it at that and see what happens. A few days later, I get a notification that I owe somebody money. And not bad. But this is just for comparison. Here's a standard card. When I saw this, I had no size comparison. I just looked at it and I thought it would still be a big pin anyway, but it's even bigger because that card's bigger. Next up, I have quite a big group of pins, and I actually have another 1 or 2 pieces of mail from Annalise from the Facebook groups. Shown pins from her before. I have quite a bit that's been sitting for some time. And let's start it off with a bang. Donald, Fauntleroy, Duck. There he is. Simple pin, but very nice. I love the artwork. Love the classic artwork. Let's see if I can get all this fit onto this little tiny cork board. Next, all these, until I say otherwise, are from Annalise, who's been a great seller so far. And we've also traded, I think, once or twice. Mr. Potato Head, dressed in his Midway Mania uniform with his white top hat and his red and white stripes. And speaking of Midway Mania, this is a pin I have. This is probably the third or fourth copy of this pin that I have, Midway Maniacs. I don't know if they still have the game there. It's a ride, it's an attraction, but in Hollywood Studios in Florida, they have a ride that's a game. You shoot balls or rings at different things, and there's different screens. You're constantly going through this thing, and it's the most fun video game that I could think of. It's a ride. Your whole thing's spinning. You're competing with your family and everybody who's riding with you. It's a whole lot of fun, and we had a great time. We actually bought it, I think, on the Wii once, and the reaction time to your controllers was just off, and other people said they had the same problem. But in the real life game, it was just a whole lot of fun. We had a great time, and we only did that once or twice. I can't wait to do it again if it's still there, if we're lucky enough and it's still there. Next up, another double, I believe. This may become a trader. These two may become traders. Maleficent and Diablo. Next, I got this to be a trader for Clipper and Kitten. I believe they already have it though. I had seen it in a video of theirs, but it was just in case. And I think Clipper did confirm that they do have it, so it'll just be a trader. Next up is something that I saw at the parks when we were there in 2019, and I just, for whatever reason, didn't get it. And here it is. Dr. Finkelstein examining the head of one of his reindeer creations. And it's a double layer pin. It's a picture frame with these kind of a brick wall columns with a fence at the top, and there's a skull and a kind of a fan shape. And then this picture inside is a secondary layer. It's a really cool pin. Another one from Midway Mania, Wheezy. I think it's from Midway Mania. I assume it is from the looks of it. But it's Wheezy from Toy Story 2. And balloons and a red, white, and blue hat. Another one from Toy Story 3 and 4. He's a lot of fun in Toy Story 4. Buttercup. It's one of my favorites. I think Jeff Garlin does a good job with him. And I'm trying to get a pin backer off of this. Another Toy Story. This was another thing in Hollywood Studios in Florida. There's a bunch of life-size, or larger than life, human-sized toy soldiers. They were a lot of fun. Next, something I've wanted for a long time. I have a fake pin of this, but I've wanted the small pin. Stitch in a pineapple. Color's not as nice, not as rich as the fake pin, but it's still such a gorgeous little pin. Had to grab it, had to bring it home. I'm guessing my friend Erica has it, but I haven't asked her. I haven't really looked at these. They've been sitting here for a while. Next up is a really cool badge looking pin of Buzz Lightyear. These kind of military style wings. So this is a pin that's going to make it to my Buzz Lightyear and Alien board. Next, I think we've gone a little too long without mentioning Donald Fauntleroy. I just hurt myself. Duck. I love this one because it looks like a Polaroid, but in the middle of the Polaroid, interrupted by a bee right on his forehead. And what a perfect moment that is for Donald Duck. Here's another one that was kind of a just in case she doesn't have it, but I believe she does. Doug from Up. It's a nice pin. If she doesn't have it, I'm happy to have it. Maybe I'll trade it. Maybe I'll keep it. Not really sure. Another double, which will serve to take space in multiple boards, multiple collections. The Hatbox Ghost from the Haunted Mansion. I believe this is part of some kind of a set. I am not sure what. I don't know if this is a set from this. I don't know. I think it is, but I don't know what the whole set is. Haven't looked into it, but these are both pins I love for personal reasons. Next, I'm going to put two up here. We got two guys. One might be a double. I'm not sure. I'll have to look elsewhere, but two characters from Nightmare Before Christmas. This set of pins is really cool. They're really nicely made. I enjoy looking at them and trying to collect them through mainly through trade or random purchases here and there. Next, let's put up here the Pixar ball, and I did not mean for that to happen, but there it is. Pixar ball. This is completely a rubber element. There's no enamel on it. Next, let's look at three pins together. These are a thing that I saw. It's a booster pack. It's a really nice booster pack. Saw them when we were there. Wanted to buy them. Didn't. Regretted it. And actually the card, the big card that these come on is wonderful. So one day I'm going to buy that. But Goofy, Donald, Mickey. They're kind of strutting down Main Street. It's a Disney Parks booster set. And the card that it comes in, it has that corner shop right on Main Street, USA. It's beautiful. The only thing missing here is Pluto, who's not dressed up with everybody. And I don't understand why they put Pluto in there instead of, say, Minnie and Daisy. It could have been a good 5-pin set. Either way, they're really nice pins. I'm happy to finally have them. And the last one from the great seller Annalise. Nice Rainbow Pride Mickey. To round up the set. And if I'm not mistaken, there might have been another pin or two here that's not present at the moment. Some of them snuck away. Next, this is a purchase from I don't want to ruin the name, but I believe it's Alexandra Grita from one of the Facebook groups, Disney Pin Trading and Selling. I have quite a few here, and we're going to just jump in. First, I got a couple of, let's look at some non-Disney pins real quick, things that are just close to my heart. Tom and Jerry. I did have a small collection of non-Disney pins, just random things here and there, along with 4 of the 7 Dwarfs from a long time ago that I just had. And now kind of Disney pin trading has taken over that, but I do have a few non-Disney pins. And this makes a nice little pair, Sylvester and Tweety. And let's see here. I have quite a few. Where do I start? Donald scolding Sylvester for being on a Disney pin board, I guess. Really cool pin, in pretty good shape. Some of these are older and it shows, but they're all of these are pretty beautiful. Forgive me, I should have taken the pin backs off. This is kind of a weird one, but it's got Donald and Daisy chained, and it's weird because Donald looks like he's got a link going through his beak. Wouldn't be too pleasant, I would assume. Still, nice little set. 2 are lovingly chained together. Next, this is an older, let's see if it says anything on the back. I didn't see anything. If anything were ink printed on there in any way, it's gone. It's just a plain back. It's a soft enamel. Looks like an older pin. Not sure of its origins or anything, but it was just nice, and I took it in this bit of a purchase here. Next, there's a lot of this guy in this purchase. It's kind of a different moods of Donald Duck. It's a weird little 2-layer pin because the back is just this solid gold back. There's nothing to it, but it's an interesting pin, and I took it. Let's look at the back just for fun. Old sandblasted. Oh! It says edition of 5000. And it's got kind of a weird symbol there. Copyright Disney. Looks like an L. Not sure what that is. Edition of 5000. And it's double layered, so it's pretty heavy. It's not small either. Next, these are all just kind of random pins that I picked out. Let's look at 2 at a time here. Disney Halloween 2001. Disney's Halloween 2001. I'm not sure of the history of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I know the first time I ever went, we had to leave Magic Kingdom because the Halloween party was starting. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So 2008 it was around. I don't know when it started. But these are 2 really beautiful matching in color and theme Halloween pins with a nice little dangle element. Here is another one, still in a Tokyo Disney Resort, still in a plastic sleeve, and I left it that way. Disney's Halloween 2003 Tokyo Disneyland. I suppose I should look on the... Oh! Yes, I should look on the back. Tokyo Disneyland. That's what these are from. And this is 2003. Mickey's got a similar top hat, different color as that. Next, what would this collection be without yet another Donald Duck? Looks like he's sitting in a train or a bus seat. Actually looking happy, and it's a nice little picture in a picture frame. And I think I want to look at the back of this, since I haven't examined these too much. This is different, kind of a shiny, smooth polish. There's a brush underneath it. There's a brush finish, but then that's polished over. And there's copyright Disney in Taiwan. But it's an interesting one. It's a different one. Again, don't know its origins, other than it says copyright Disney on it. Next, here is an old we got a few of these, 3 of these. Daisy, it's a soft enamel. And this, along with, let's get these out right now. I'm going to put all 3 of these on here together. We got Daisy, Scrooge, and the debonair duck himself, Gander Goose. And the 3 of these have something I'd never seen before on a Disney pin. Let's see if we can see it. See if I can hang on to it. Copyright Disney, and in case it's not showing up, it's Bertoni MI for Milano. Did a little bit of looking into that, because first I thought it was Michigan. I thought that's not a city in Michigan. These are from Italy, from Bertoni Milano, and I did some looking. The company that made these, one of the main things it's known for is making the FIFA FIFA World Cup, the trophy. Bertoni, Bertoni, Milano. They have a different name now, but for a long time they were known as that. We got Daisy, Scrooge, and Gander Goose. I didn't know that about those pins when I actually first bought them. I just bought them because I love the characters. Next, let's see if we can get close to this guy. These guys. Donald and Huey, Louie, and Dewey on a surfboard, carried by Donald. Very small pin, as you can see. This one is very shiny, very new. Another one with an odd polished back. All it says is copyright Disney, and this really looks like gold. You can see on the camera screen, it's not what I'm seeing with my eyes. And a couple more from this set. This is a Donald and Daisy on the Town sandblasted back. Another one of those weird symbols. Disney limited edition of 5,000. It's a Donald and Daisy, and I'm not sure that this is supposed to spin, or maybe it does. Maybe it is supposed to spin, but I'm assuming it's just loose, and it should be a 2-layer pin like this, but there's only one connection. Therefore, if it gets loose, it'll spin. It's a soft enamel, but it's really cool. I love the dark city buildings in the background, and they're just out dancing. And another pretty big pin. Next, final pin in this piece of mail. Journey to the center of the earth. And you open it, and who do you find in there? None other than, there he is. Again, not very familiar with this. It has an interesting back on it. It's 3 pieces. This main centerpiece attached to the pin post. And you have these 2 halves of the mountain. And they're kind of delicately attached by these little strips of metal, and they're got these bolts that are peened in there. And that's how that happens. It is pretty cool. And there's that. Let's take another quick look at it. Lots of Donald in this one. So I know someone's watching and smiling. Hello, Clipper. Knew you'd like it. And then there was this from Annalise. Again, just kind of a random pick of pins being sold on a Facebook group. And then we started out with Cinderella and a Snow White. That's it for now, and I'll be back soon with a whole bunch more in pin mail. Thanks for sticking around, and see you soon when we're looking at some more pins. Have a good night.